Howdy folks, welcome back to Boondockery. Today I'm enjoying the last few hours of a hot tent wild camp. I'll just go ahead and start off by showing you around the teepee tent. And this is a Seek Outside 8-man teepee tent. And it was manufactured in 2015. I was able to pick it up at a fantastic deal used. It, just like any other teepee tent, very wide at the base. It's a fantastic sleep in, particularly in summer and things like that. It's nice and cool on the ground. But in the winter, it's a different critter because you've got the wood stove going and the heat's cranking and heat rises. So if you stand up, you're like, whoa, man, this is hot in here. And if you're laying on the ground, you really have to have it hot in there for you to feel the heat laying on the ground. The temperature, it was up at the peak was about 85 degrees before I unzipped it. You can adjust the louvers and everything on the hot stove. I'll show you that here in a few minutes. And you know, it works okay. I mean, you know, for what it is, it's, you know, it's a convenience. It's an ultra lightweight, very compact stove, and it will definitely heat your tent, things like that. It's not a home wood stove. I'll put it like that. You can't, you know, load it up and expect it to burn, you know, 5-6 hours before you have to mess with it again. But it definitely does what it does, and it does it well. But anyway, as you can see, stovepipe comes up through the stove jack, and it's I think it's just about 8 feet at the peak if everything's adjusted right. I set this thing up pretty much in the dark. The ground is not even, which radically affects the shape of your tent and how it lays. If you are on an uphill section, it's uneven, you really need to guy out the uphill side, and that way it adjusts the interior to where there's more space. It's very comfortable inside. If you did not have a stove in there, and it was summer, decent temperature, you could probably have 8 people in sleeping bags on the ground in here. And you will be stepping on each other to get out of it. Realistically, it's a 4-man tent. And if you have a wood stove in here, you're doing good to have 3 people and their kit in the tent. And it's going to be crowded. And but other than that, I mean, it's a great tent. It was a fantastic deal. I couldn't pass it up. A fraction of the cost of what it regularly sells for. And great. I'll show you a couple other angles of it. Now, as you can see by looking at the base of it, how I had to set this up with the terrain that I had, it's actually set up more oval on the floor on the interior than a circle. Ideally, if you could be in a field somewhere that's been nice and flat, this will set up much easier. You'll get maximum amount of space in the interior, but when you're actually in the woods, you really have to play with what the Lord gives you and make the most out of it. And we were fortunate to be able to see this in its natural state, because when you see them on YouTube, they're usually in their optimal situations, and you see them as they are supposed to be ideally, not how they set up wherever it is that you set it up. This is a realistic situation. This is realistically what it looks like, and this is realistically how it pitches. Now from this angle, compared to the one you just saw, you can definitely tell that it's really an oval, the way the floor is laid out, because I've had to stretch it out, and also setting it up in the dark didn't help. But anyway, the tent has 2 floor to peak openings. I want to play around with some ideas in the summer of rigging up some tarps on the very peak, and to pull out as one as a vestibule and one as an awning, basically. And I think that'll be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to playing with that. I don't really think it would be a good idea to try to mess with it with the hot tent idea with the stove stovepipe coming up through. I think if I can master it without the stovepipe coming through, and it sets up really easy, and it's very sturdy, it's not going to affect the teepee that much, especially when it counters things like high winds, things like that. When I'm sure that those things are going to work out well with my idea, then I can try it as a winter tent as well, with the hot tent idea and the wood stove in it. But this is a great tent. Yeah, I'll put the link down below so you can see these tents for yourself. They come in various sizes, and they have a lot of other products on their website other than these. And I believe everything is American made. And if not, I'll go correct myself in the information I give below. But I've really enjoyed this tent throughout the years. This is really only the 4th time I've ever used it with the stove. To be perfectly honest with you, I think it's a hassle setting this stuff up, and I'm comfortable in the cold, and I do well in the cold. It's my Norse blood coming out, and I do okay with the cold, and I know how to deal with it. And a regular campfire does me fine if I need a fire. But you know, every once in a while, yeah, it's sort of fun. It's worth you know, taking the extra time, setting up the stove, and just relaxing and enjoying. It's different, and different is good every once in a while. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the stove now. Now this is a Light Outdoors, that's the brand, 18-inch ultralight titanium cylinder backpacking stove. That is just a whole lot of stuff to come out of your mouth when you're trying to describe a glorified hobo stove. Now, I'm certain in future videos I'll go over the assembly, disassembly, care, maintenance of this stove. But I would say definitely by the time I get around to doing that, I will probably be owning a different camp stove. One that's just easier to set up and easier to maintain. This was the first generation that they made of these, and as you can see, this is a very, very small door, and so it doesn't facilitate your being able to put very large pieces of wood in it. The newer ones that they have now, the opening is almost the entire front of the stove. They even have an extra large stove that's a lot bigger than this. This could definitely fit inside of it, and you can put really decent size diameter logs in it and use it pretty much like you would a wood stove at home. This is a bit of a pain to set up. If you were to do it frequently, you could get it down to where you could do this fairly quick. It's so long between times I set it up, I have to remember how I did certain things. But once it goes together, it does okay. As you can see, it's not pretty. It's dense. It changes its shape as it gets hot, changes color when it's hot. If you're not paying attention, this will glow red, and you could probably light a cigar off the side of it if you wanted to. It gets so hot. So you really have to pay attention to the vent. You really have to pay attention to the flue, which has a built-in flue it has a flue that you can install in the stovepipe. And the stovepipe's pretty much the same type of configuration you see with a lot of ultralight hot tents or hot stove setups, to where it's just a long sheet of titanium, and you roll it sideways on itself and put metal bands, wire bands around it, and it works well. Again, it's not pretty, but it is super lightweight, and it definitely does what it's designed to do, which is to provide you heat when it's cold. It's quite a challenge using my camera in this tent to try to get any type of footage whatsoever with me sitting by the stove. It's my lens. I have the lens that came with the camera, and it's a great camera, great lens. definitely above my ability level sometimes. But it would be nice to be able to have a couple more lenses to where I could shoot in very close proximity, definitely wider field of view at close ranges, things like that. And also, I'd like to have a decent telephoto zoom lens. There's been quite a few things I've seen out on my adventures that pretty far away, I can see them well with my naked eye, but through the camera lens, even zoomed in as far as I can with the camera I've got, it doesn't do it justice. So maybe next year, maybe next year for Christmas, I can talk to Santa Claus and see what he can do for me. And, anyway, this is the setup, and it works out great. And it's hard to get it through the camera lens, but I've got a nice wood pile right here. I've got a heavy-duty space blanket with a lot of packs and gear that I brought out to try to experiment with, to play with, do a few things with. I've got another heavy-duty space blanket here with my Outdoor Vitals 0 degree rectangular sleeping bag that I slept on and it did okay. I'll do a review on it because it was definitely not 0 degree worth of warmth there. And there, I'd say 32 degrees would be its comfort limit. But anyway, it's neat because I can also use that same sleeping bag as an underquilt if I so desire. But I was decently warm, kept the fire stoked up, and got through the night just fine. Anyway, this is home sweet home, and I really want to have a few more decent snowfalls instead of these dustings, and to do another hot tent wild camp out in the snow, especially if there's a full moon and clear skies. I know right now my camera would definitely pick up the light on that because the forest just absolutely glows. Well, a couple things I want to talk with you about and share with you, and I'm going to go ahead and get those things ready, finish up my coffee, and I'll be right back. Now, first thing I want to talk to you about is prizes. Not prizes that you can win from me, but prizes that I actually won on Instagram. And if you haven't looked in my about information or anything like that, I do have an Instagram account. I don't really get a chance to add to it because all the video editing and things like that, I'm concentrated more on the video aspect as opposed to the stills now, but I'm trying to discipline myself to where I do both a little more frequently. My Instagram account is Coulter_Krieger, and that's my Instagram page. And you know how on Instagram they will have giveaways every once in a while. Well, there's a couple that I registered my name and hashtagged somebody and or tagged somebody, and I wound up winning a couple things. And the first thing that I won was a gift certificate from Colorado Bushcraft. Colorado Bushcraft is a great bushcraft store. They make primarily waxed canvas goods, and they're from Golden, Colorado, a fantastic cottage industry, and super high quality stuff. And I went through the whole canvas leather thing years ago when I was doing reenacting, so I'm more into less canvas, more lightweight nylon and things like that now, but I still deeply appreciate it, and especially when it's done right, it is worth its weight in gold. Let me show you what I was able to win in this contest. With the awesome gift certificate I won from Colorado Bushcraft, I picked up a portable grill, which I've been looking at for quite a while, and it comes in its own waxed canvas carrying pouch. Just a great size for your backpack, and I can't wait to give this a try. I also received 2 small ditty bags, just perfect size for my cell phone, and whatever else I might need, maybe a couple power packs for my phone, things like that. just whatever personal items. And these right here are pretty much what I was able to get with the gift certificate. So they threw in this absolutely fantastic can koozie. It was awesome. It's got like this it's almost like a wool blanket type on the bottom, and wax canvas all the way around, and it's insulated with more of that wool. And of course the wonderful beer didn't come with it, but that's okay. I can definitely afford to put plenty of beer in there with the amount of money that I saved on these wonderful gifts from Colorado Bushcraft. I'll go ahead and put their link down in the descriptions below. If you like waxed canvas goods, especially cottage industry, supporting cottage industries, and if you're in the States and you like supporting Made in America, by all means, check their website out. And they are absolutely fantastic people to communicate with. So if you have any questions, they would be more than happy to answer them for you. But anyway, check out their link in my description box below, and I'll move on to the next prize. This next wonderful gift that I was able to win on Instagram is a portable fishing kit, and it is absolutely beautiful. Look at the workmanship on this. You got to check out the burl on this. This is absolutely gorgeous. Hopefully this will focus. And the woodwork is absolutely amazing. It's been laid out, but it's a fishing kit. Underneath this leather band is the fishing line and a connector for whatever lures you have. And on the interior, which is sealed with a cork, and I don't have issues with corks. I know there's a lot of people out there that are really, turn their nose up at the corks. There's tricks to corks, and there's quirks to corks too. But anyway, once you know those quirks and you figure out what you're doing with them and how to really use them to your maximum ability, you won't lose them, and they'll do what they were designed to do, and they're ultra lightweight. Now, I've got all kinds of little goodies in here, and it's all in a nice little Ziploc bag. There's a little bobber. Let's see if we can get in here nice and close. And there's a couple flies that were hand tied, and they're just absolutely neat. And again, this is probably wasted on me. I am probably one of the worst fishermen on the face of the planet. I do a lot of other things really well. Fishing is not my game, but I cannot wait until the fish start biting and I take my kayak out, because I'm going to try this. And I guarantee you, I'll post a video if by any chance I catch a fish with this. This was manufactured by Chris Poplin. He has a business called B.I.C Creations on Instagram, and he has an Etsy site called B.I.C Woodworks, and he's from Mooksville, North Carolina. And let's see, put my readers on. I want to make sure. Yeah, Mocksville, North Carolina. And I will put his contact information and the information down below. And definitely get on Instagram and check out his lovely work. Check out his lovely work. There's a lot more images on his Instagram than there are on his Etsy page. His Etsy page has pretty much what they have available right now. But in regards to those wonderful prizes that I won on Instagram, I want to give a shout out to Colorado Bushcraft and B.I.C Woodworks, and B.I.C Creations on Instagram. Thank you so very much for these absolutely fantastic handmade wonderful gifts. The fishing kit, I'm going to give it my go, but the canvas items were definitely going to be going in the kit, going to be used. And It's deeply appreciated, and it's really great when companies, especially grassroots industries, artisans, are able to put these things out there and make these contests available. So if you ever see them, make sure that not only do you join into the contest, enter to win, but also communicate with them. Especially to let them know what they're doing is appreciated, and that if you can support them, that you do. It's deeply appreciated, especially with the way the economy's been this past year. Any bit of business that you can give to small business or individual artisans really makes a tremendous difference. And thank you if you do so. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk to you about was last weekend. A dear friend of mine I've known for over 26 years came down to visit, and it was a very, very short visit, but it was an excellent visit. It went very, very well, and a good friend of mine, Bill Johnson, it was his name, came down, and we were able to get out to do some exploring of the new secret fun spot, and it is far better than anything that I had prospects that it was. And I'm still going out and exploring more, and there will be some videos forthcoming when I'm able to get out and do some earnest filming. Like I said, it's a bit of a hassle getting to. It's a 3.5 mile hike back to there, and parking's an issue. And so there's some challenges involved with getting back there. But as each time I go out, I find more stuff, and some more information that I'm able to use. And if all goes well, I'm going to be doing a multi-day wild camp back in the secret fun spot, so I'm able to spend at least 2 full days to where I'm going to be able to get footage in, so you can see this absolutely amazing natural beauty that I have available to me now. And Bill came down, and we were able to explore that together just a little bit, and that was really great fun. Bill has his own YouTube channel. It's called Old Crow Productions, and he uses drones and regular video equipment, and his specialty is like documentary historical stuff for his local area, and which is, he has a passion for. His family has been in that area of Ohio for many generations, and so he has strong connections and ties to the area and to the people that live there. He also does professional things like weddings, special events. He does photography for real estate agents and things like that. And I will make certain that I put his link and information down below. But when we were out exploring, I was bug-eyed and like a child exploring an area for the first time. It was, oh my gosh, look at that, come here, you gotta see this. And while I'm doing that, he is occasionally taking out his small cameras and shooting little tidbits here and there. But mostly, I mean, we were moving and we were climbing, and we were going through tunnels and under rocks, over rocks, up very steep embankments and things. So it was a very strenuous endeavor, and I didn't even bother taking my camera because my camera's large. It would not be conducive to that exploration. And but next time I go out, I'm going to be taking the GoPro. I'm going to try to find an affordable gimbal for a small point and shoot waterproof camera I have, which definitely takes much higher quality footage than my GoPro, and we'll see how that goes. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Just had a great time with Bill, and when he left, I mean, literally, he was here for about 24 hours. So with sleeping and things like that, I mean, that was pretty much a really condensed visit, and very short amount of time. I think we spent several hours hiking, back to it and then back out of it. And then we probably spent an hour or two exploring and climbing, and the terrain is extreme. It is extreme terrain. So there's a lot of constant movement around. So we were both pretty sore when we got back to the tent and slept for the night. But the thing is, he went back home, and that afternoon he sends me a link to a video that he pieced together on that brief amount of time that he filmed. He just was an absolutely phenomenal video of our secret fun spot. And he didn't have his camera out a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and put the link to that video down below. And I want everyone to check that out and watch it. Bill is an amazing cinematographer. And, you know, don't just check out that video, his boondockery video that he did with the secret fun spot. Check out some of his other videos too. He's absolutely an amazing artist with videography, and I was blown away. And Bill and I will be collaborating on some videos in the future, some better production videos. We're still pretty much going to stick with the boondockery type of idea, because anything outdoors, history related, contemporary related, things like that can all fall into the fray. But we're going to get together and hopefully have at least 2-3 days to where we can be in the woods to get a lot of footage and produce, if not one really excellent, high quality video, possibly a 2-part video. And if Bill's going to be working on the production, it's going to be very high-end quality as far as the videography goes. Man, it was fantastic seeing him. Absolutely fantastic visiting with him, because I don't get to see him that much anymore. And but wow, when I saw that video, I was blown away. Make sure you check out the link below and check it out. I want to tell all of you, thank you so very much for all the support you've given me. Thanks for watching this video. And you know, I've been watching a lot of YouTube here in the past few weeks, several weeks, over a month now. And one of the things that I have noticed is that everyone is talking about algorithms and things like that. And from all of this, I've learned that by you pushing like, it pushes me out there to where other people can see me. By you watching the video, that pushes me out there for more people to see my videos. By you adding a comment, even if it's just a thumbs up or, you know, a smile, or say, hey, John, horrible video, don't ever make another one. Even something like that will actually make it to where my videos are seen by more. So don't just smash the like button and click the notifications bell. Please add a comment. It was like, the way things have been going here lately, it does take me a little while to get to the comments and to be able to answer them, but I answer every single one of them. There's only one that I haven't answered yet, but it's pretty weird and I don't know how to answer it. But if you look at my channel and see it, yeah, you'll understand why I haven't replied to it. But anyway, I always do get to them, and I will always get to them until I you know, get so many I can't. But hopefully by then I'll be retired and I'll be able to have time to do it. But anyway, add a comment and share the video with someone that you know, someone that might be interested in any of the topics that I've got. And it will make my videos much more readily available for more people. And that one thing I have noticed with all the viewing I've been doing is it's very, very important to be able to have those off channels, those channels that don't have the 1.2 million subscribers, the 30,000 subscribers, the ones that may have, 20, 30, 100. A lot of those are very good channels. They're great people, but they're doing it for themselves, their hobby and things like that. And you can tell that they have that passion in there. So I've really enjoyed exploring YouTube more often, and it'll be really sad if by any chance, YouTube goes by the wayside like Facebook and Twitter and these others that have made it morally impossible for me to participate on those sites anymore. But as of right now, YouTube has maintained almost all of the things that I've been watching, even the ones that are a little far on the edge politically. They haven't messed with them. They've given them warnings, but they haven't removed them yet. They haven't gone completely off the deep end like Twitter has. But anyway, if you can, support me in every way you can on the YouTube items, like the subscribe, notifications, likes, shares, and comments. If you could support me in any of those ways, that would be deeply appreciated. Get my videos out to where other people can see them. And I promise you, no matter how many videos that I've got out there that get viewed X amount of times, how many subscribers I have, I will not change what I do or how I do it. The only thing that's going to happen is, if all goes well, things are only going to get better from here. You're going to see more interesting things, more interesting places, and I am going to grow to love this even more than I do right now. So, thank you so very much for watching. God bless you, and I will see you next time.